Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am building in The Sims 4 yet again, and we are in Chestnut Ridge today. I recently got the Horse Ranch expansion pack when it was on sale in December or November, but I haven't really gotten a chance to build with all the build items that come with it or anything like that, so I wanted to try it out, but we're doing that today. This is located on the Grapevine Terrace lot in Chestnut Ridge, the world that comes with Horse Ranch. It is a 3-bedroom house, and it has 3 bathrooms as well. I did have somewhat of a plan going into this build. I found a picture off of Google that I really liked the style of. It was kind of like a rustic ranch house type of vibe, maybe like a farmhouse conversion type thing. It's loosely, this build is loosely based off of this picture, but I kind of take my creative freedoms and do what I can, especially since it's The Sims and there's a bit of restrictions in terms of just placing things. But anyway, I did base the kind of the like front bit off of that. But anyway, this is my first time kind of diving into Horse Ranch and kind of getting to use all of the different build items, so that was kind of exciting to do. I got this a little while ago, like I said, when it was on sale, because I never buy the packs full price because I cannot afford to do that. But this was one I had my eye on for a while, and I was really excited to finally be able to get it. As someone who really enjoys kind of that rustic, kind of Western style of builds, I was really excited when this pack came out to begin with, so now that I finally have it, I'm super excited that I finally get to build with it. I mean, I've seen people build in, like, YouTube videos, and, like, I watch, like, overhauls and things like that, but actually getting to go in and build was super nice, just to see just how much comes with it, and just, like, how the build items kind of flow with how I build. But, yeah. Right now, I'm just kind of figuring out the layout for the house. I had those stairs kind of back in the back of the house at first, but then moved them up just because they were like landed at a very weird spot upstairs. But where I put them is where they stay. Then the rest of the house, what you see is kind of the general layout. I do end up moving a few things just because that's just how it works. I just change things. I then go in and start laying out where I'm wanting all the windows. These kind of change a little bit too, just because later on I add a fireplace in the living room, so those windows that I add in there kind of change a little bit. Also, that little bump out too, like room that's in there, I get rid of too, just because the layout I'm wanting is not really working with that. I was going to initially have a bathroom just down there because I didn't have one in the downstairs, but then I moved it to the kitchen area and that worked a lot better. Same with those upstairs windows. I get rid of those too just because they look very funny on the outside of the house, and I didn't like the way they looked, so I got rid of them. And I also put a chimney on the outside because of the fireplace, and those go right through those windows, so they got the boot. So that's what happened there. But yeah, then I'm adding in all the lights just so you guys can see what I'm doing, what I'm building, because no one wants to watch a video that's in the dark. But yeah, I then start working on the front porch. I originally went in with the beam that had that kind of like stone at the bottom. I really like the way those look, but just with like the foundation underneath, it looked a little wonky. I even tried to match the bottom of like the foundation with it, and it still looked kind of like off. So I get rid of those and just go with like that like just log look. I do the same thing on the little back porch as well. I decided to go with that kind of darker brown wood tone that came with Horse Ranch, and I really like the look of that. I think I use it throughout the entire house as well. But yeah, I finish off the porches and then go in with the siding. It took me a second to figure out what color I was wanting to go with for the siding. I cut out some of the footage for it just because it took me way longer than it should have. It was like a good 2 minutes of me going back and forth between colors. But yeah, I finish doing that. I go with that like kind of light tan color. But right now I'm starting in on like what I would imagine to be the guest bedroom. I kind of wanted a like just a very simple rustic feel with this room. I use quite a few build items from Horse Ranch, obviously, because I'm trying to test it all out. But I use like that mirror, the bed, the lamps, and I think that even the tables are from Horse Ranch. Then I go in with this interior decorator pack rug. I really enjoy that pack. I use that a lot in all my builds, typically when I'm not doing base game ones. I think it just has a lot of really good build items, and they look great with a lot of different packs and styles. So yeah, I use that. Then I go in and add some curtains, or just, I don't even remember what I put in here. I think they're from Cottage Living, but yeah, I add those in. Then I try to finish off the room and decorate it, just put up some pictures and things like that. Nothing too fancy, just because it's a guest bedroom and you don't really decorate all those too much. At least, like, in my experience, like, every house that I've ever been to, or, like, been in that has a guest bedroom isn't too decked out. It usually is just, like, a bed and a table, maybe a lamp, and that's about it. But yeah, I then figure out what wallpaper I'm wanting. This kind of sets the basis and tone for the rest of the house. I picked one with, like, that kind of, like, wooden underpiece to the wallpaper. But yeah, I really like the look of that, and I think it goes with the style of the house a lot. I then jump upstairs. I cut out some footage. As you can see, there's 2 bathrooms that I finished building. I cut those out because this video would have been like an hour plus if I hadn't, and no one really cares about the bathrooms, so at least I don't, and no one else typically is like really excited to see bathroom builds, I don't think. So I cut those out. I then start in on the primary bedroom. Again, sticking with that horse ranch vibe, just using any of the build items that I think are necessary for this build. Go in and do that. I picked this bed because I just really like the look of it, and I really like all the swatches that come with it. I really like that cow print kind of look to it. I don't know why. It's kind of just giving like those ladies on Facebook who just mysteriously have a lot of money and have like a husband that works like a blue collar job, but like they live in like a really nice house. That's kind of the vibe I'm trying to give with this room specifically, and kind of the entire house, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm from the Midwest, so there's a lot of those ladies and a lot of those families. But yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm trying to go with this room. But adding a picture above the bed because you have to. That's kind of what you need to do. But I do that. I picked this one just to bring a little bit more color to the room because it's kind of just black, brown, and white, and that's kind of boring. But yeah, I added that wardrobe too to the side because I really like the look of that, and I think it looks good in this room. I was originally going to put a desk, but the chair situation was not working, and I don't think it really fits the look of this room either, so I didn't do that. So instead, I just put a chair in the corner. I thought that could be like a reading nook, or like just kind of somewhere they can just sit and relax in the room. Then I add that little dresser too, and then add books and things on top of that. For some reason during this build, I was super inspired to do just a bunch of like photo walls, or like those collage walls you see everywhere. I don't really know why. I don't typically do that at my houses, but for some reason I just did it with this one. So if it looks kind of funky, I apologize. I was just trying something new and really wanted to kind of give that energy to this house, apparently. But I don't think it turned out terribly. Again, the color swatches that come with the Sims, some of them don't match all the time for like every frame, so like all the frames aren't the same color. But I don't know. I think it looks okay. It looks fine. It's supposed to be kind of hodgepodge. It's fine. But anyway, I go in and start decorating the dresser. I pictured like they would have like a bunch of books over there that like somebody reads, and I don't know, or it's just there for decoration because I know a lot of people do that too. But I put those over there. I put a little cat statue because I think it looks cute. I think I also put a plant to a little like flower. Yeah, I put a little flower vase situation over there. I finished that up. I kind of get everything spaced out correctly, and that kind of finishes out this room for the most part. I do add like a little stool, and then the cross stitch little basket, I guess, from Cottage Living. So I add that in. I also add that little basket too, just from Cottage Living, that's just a basket. But I do that, and then I add in the little cross-stitching thing next to it. And that kind of ties up that room for the most part. I put that light in, and then I put in drapes too, as you'll see in a second. But nothing too fancy. I think I put a guitar somewhere in here too. just trying to fill out the room a little bit more because it is a bigger space. Put that mirror that I had downstairs. I think I put that guitar in the corner over there just because you need skill building items, and it just kind of fits the vibe of this house, kind of like that country kind of feel. But yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope you have a great week. I have a really busy week this week at work, and I'm trying to not kind of freak out about it, but it's fine. It's only a 9 to 5, and none of it really matters anyway. So if it doesn't go as planned, not my fault. I'm just there to get paid. So I don't really care if it goes to shit, to be honest. But it'll be okay. And I hope your week goes okay too, even if you have a stressful one too. But we'll make it, I'm sure. If we don't, we'll be fine. Life goes on. It's okay. Anyway, I'm finishing this room out, putting up some pictures. I chose the picture of the kind of, I think, a little bit creepy little boy. For some reason, chose that for that room. But yeah, I finished that room out. Now I'm moving over to what I picture is like their daughter's room or just somebody's room. It's another bedroom on the upstairs area. I kind of imagine that this area, or like this room, has a lot of like hand-me-down furniture or like older furniture. Maybe they go thrifting a lot, or maybe they are addicted to Facebook Marketplace like I am and buy unnecessary things that they think are cute. Not that I do that at all, but that's what I pictured here. I placed that vanity, I think it's from Cottage Living, over there. Then I have the stool from Horse Ranch. Just kind of trying to figure out like a vibe for this room. Like I said, I kind of envisioned it was somebody who either got hand-me-down furniture or likes to go thrifting and just kind of like collects the older stuff and like really likes it, which is like me. I really like the older furniture and buying it and just putting it everywhere in my house. Do you guys also have a Facebook Marketplace addiction or enjoy thrifting? Because I really enjoy it. That's one of my favorite things to do outside of playing The Sims or like video games. I basically go every weekend, or not every weekend. I don't go as much as I used to just because I don't have the time. But when I do have free time, I'm always going thrifting or trying to find something to buy off of Marketplace just because I really like unique like pieces for my house, and it's really easy to find stuff on there for like nothing. But yeah, I actually got to go thrifting this weekend for the first time in a while. I didn't get anything too spectacular. I usually get a lot of clothes when I go to like Goodwill or like Salvation Army or anything like that. But I got a few decent pieces this weekend, or whatever you want to call them, shirts. But nothing too crazy. I like to find like those like older like band shirts if I can, or just like vintage stuff. I sound like one of those Depop reseller people, but I do like to find those because they just are kind of neat and unique pieces. So I like to look for those. Didn't find any of those really this weekend. We did come across a like older Snoopy shirt. I can't remember if it was from the 80s or 90s, but I really liked that. But it was stained. But I still got it, and I'm going to attempt to clean it. If I can't, I'm just going to make it a sleep shirt. So it's fine. I really like that, the look of it. It is just super cute. And then I also got like a little, like, you guys know those things that people put in their yard? They're like those little like stone or like ceramic animal things. We got one of those, like a little bear, because I thought it was really cute, and we need stuff to put in our garden. So we got that, and it was only like $3. So that was kind of fun. Other than that, didn't really find anything too fun, which was kind of sad because I really like to find fun stuff thrifting, but really haven't been able to lately for whatever reason. Plus, the stores near me have upped the prices, and I don't know. That just annoys me. That irks me. It's like, you get this stuff for free. I get you're trying to make money, but I don't have a ton of money, and I would like to be able to buy cool stuff, or just clothes in general, to be honest, just for cheap, because I don't like to spend money. I like to save money. Live better, Walmart, you know? Like, that's the vibe. We're trying to save money. Okay. Anyway, right now, I am working on what I imagine is like a little art studio type thing. I pictured that the person who lives in this room does like a lot of art projects or like really enjoys painting, and I don't know, I thought that'd be kind of fun to have. Like if I was like a teenager, I would have loved to have like my own art studio, but you know, that doesn't happen. But in The Sims, you can make it happen. So I made that closet into a little art studio for this person, and it is great for skill building and things like that. I then go in and add this little ottoman too. I pictured it was like also like vintage furniture, and then like that little mirror too, kind of the older look to it. I would kill for a vanity like that's over in this room, but I do not have one. But if I ever come across one, you can bet that I will be buying that if I have room in my car, which probably won't, but you know, I can dream. But yeah, I finish off this room for the most part. I put in like the drapes and things like that. This room's not very exciting. It's like fine. Then I go in, put in the lighting that I want. I wanted like an older light just because like, I don't know, I thought that would kind of go with the room. And like this is like an older feeling house, but it's updated. Like I feel like that's kind of like the energy I was trying to go for. Don't know if it came across, but you know, that's what I was trying to do. Anyway, I go in and add this guitar to the room. I had a real hard time kind of figuring out how I wanted to decorate this space. I knew I wanted it to have like the vintage feel, like I said, but like in terms of like wall decor, really kind of struggled with it. I cut out some footage. I initially had like done like a whole thing with like behind the bed, and I just didn't like the way it looked. But then I go in and just add like these random posters. I don't even think I keep these. I think I delete them. Then I add like a bookshelf, I think, just to add something else to this room. Yeah, I add like a bookshelf over here. But yeah, I feel like that looks a little bit better than those posters. The posters didn't really fit, I don't think. You comment down below if you think that it didn't look right, or it did look right, I should say. But I don't think it looked good. I don't think it fit the vibe very well. But yeah, I add like flowers and then more books on top of this just so it's not so empty. Then I go in and add a little bit more stuff to the wall at some point, but nothing too crazy. It's really hard to decorate sometimes because like, especially in like bigger builds like this, because you just like keep having to reuse the same items, or like you're running out of items to use that kind of go with the feel of the house. But I don't know. I think I did okay in this. I try not to repeat a whole ton of things. But anyway, moving to the living room now, I go with that cow print look, the same as the bed upstairs, because I really think it's kind of fun. And I think it looks good in the living room. Again, I added that fireplace. I completely got rid of that like extra room in here, and then all those windows. I deleted all of those, and then added a fireplace and then a chimney to the outside. I think it looks a lot better and kind of fills up the space a little bit more. I initially had those like little tables behind the couches. I don't know what I was really thinking, but I take those away because I don't think the Sims would be able to walk behind that if I put anything else. So those get scrapped. So don't get too attached to those if you like them. I get rid of them. Then I add those little chairs. I feel like this is like a great kind of like living space for the Sims. There's a lot of space to like if you're gonna like host parties or something in the Sims. Not that like, I don't know, I never really do that. I do have like large families though, so like if they were to hypothetically hang out in the same room, which I feel like never happens in the Sims, they're always out doing their own thing. But this is a great space for that if you do that. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm just trying to decorate this room. Again, this is my first time kind of actually diving into the horse ranch kind of build mode and knowing what items are in here. So if you see me just kind of like, you know, thinking, that's why. I didn't really know 100% what items were in here. I was just trying to play with it and build something. But I added that little saddle in the corner, and I really like that bullhead. That looks really cool. I really wish they had added that to like a pack sooner because I would use that all the time. But anyway, I had this little side table too. I kind of pictured these people did like horse competitions before. Maybe they did like Western like pleasure or like something like that. They did like barrel racing or like I don't know, something like dressage or some sort of fun horse thing. Side note, I really used to really like horses. I never really had one myself. I never did. Not really. I didn't have one. But I lived near a farm and got to pet their horses like all the time. So I think that kind of was part of my obsession with them as a little girl. I feel like a lot of little girls like love horses. So that really isn't like anything unique. But anyway, really like horses, and I used to play, I think it's horse.com, I don't know. I play that all the time, and I think it's still up. I log in every once in a while. I think I logged in the other day to make sure my account was still up, but I played that, and I learned a lot about, like, you know, like equestrian centers and like how they run and just like different horse breeds. Like they have like every breed on earth, I feel like, on that site. But I don't know. That game was like really kind of fun for me. That was like one of my favorite games growing up, besides like, you know, I don't know, Webkin, Stardoll. I loved Build-A-Bearville, or Bearville, is that what it's called? I don't know, I love that too. But yeah, anyway, but that's why I don't know, just wanted to throw that in there. I really like horses, and still kind of do. So, on the note of old, like, internet kind of games or, like, sites, what ones did you guys play? Because I feel like there's, like, a whole crap ton of them, and, like, there was just too many to play all at once. Club Penguin was one I like to play a lot too, but I feel like Webkins was like the main one for me, at least when I was like really young. But as I got older, like I said, horse, and then like Bearville, when we had like those like Build-A-Bears and stuff. I don't know, I really liked that one. That one had a lot of fun games and a lot of like customization, which I liked. Like essentially kind of the Sims, but like online. I don't know, I really liked that one, and I was really sad when it went away. But there's not much I can do about that because server cost and, you know, people not being active, you know, growing out of it. Not much I can do. But Webkins is still kicking if you guys want to play that. I think I logged into that like a year ago. I had like 20 of those things because I'd get one for every birthday, and like everybody would get me one. And I just had a few. I just remember I had one. I had like the bullfrog. That was like my main one. That was like my first one I ever got. Then I had like I think it was like the chocolate milk cow. I named it Hershey. I really like that one. That one was super cute. And I'm trying to think. I feel like I had a bulldog for some reason. Or like every dog. Like, and then like every cat, just because I like those. I think I had the one like purple and yellow starfish. I had that one. That one was cool. I don't remember all their names. I know I had a Clydesdale. I had a bunch of the horse ones. Like I said, loved horses because, you know, little girl. But, like that. But, yeah, I had a ton of Webkins. That was really fun. That was kind of like the start to the, like, online addiction to everything. But, you know, here we are. We're still addicted to the internet and playing games. Anyway, let's get over me rambling about stuff that has nothing to do with the build. Right now I'm building the kitchen out. I use the Horse Ranch counters. I really like the look of these. They have really good color swatches too, like the wood. But yeah, I use these, and they get like a pretty massive kitchen, these people. So that's nice. And then I give them the upgraded appliances because I already spent a whole ton of money on this build. I think it ends up being like $125,000 at the end of it. So definitely not a starter home by any means. But yeah, I went with the more expensive stuff just because it looked nicer, and I feel like these people would definitely have that. So I did that. I gave them an island too, just because I feel like that kind of fills up the space a little bit. I add this little like breakfast nook type thing over here too. I was originally going to have like a really long table with chairs, but it just didn't fit the way I wanted it to. So the little table in the corner it is, and I like the chairs that came with it. I really like those chairs. Like, they like remind me of just good times. I feel like my grandparents had those chairs, or like even my family when I was younger had those chairs, or like similar ones. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? They had like that like wood carving in the back. Those are the kind of vibe that those give. But anyway, finish out the kitchen. I put like all the appliances and stuff. I put like the smoke detector. I put the thermometer or temperature gauge, whatever you want to call it, from Seasons in here. But yeah, I put all that stuff in there. Then go in and kind of figure out what decorations I'm wanting. There's a ton of decorations from Horse Ranch that are really, really cute, and I added a lot of them. Like the little like cookware little bit I put by the stove. I really like that. And then like the pots and pans type thing by the door. I really think that's cute too. Really excited to use that in future builds. Kind of finishing up the kitchen using the move objects cheat, just kind of put things where they actually would be, not placed in a random spot. But do that, and then that kind of like finishes up this area for the most part. I did cut out the footage of me building out the bathroom in here just because, like I said, it's just boring. No one cares about bathrooms. Like, I don't know. And I didn't want the watch time to be like super, super long. I also didn't want to talk for that long because I just can't do that. I don't have that in me, I don't think. Like, unless we're talking like about like my special interest, like I don't think I could talk for that long, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like The Sims. I play it all the time. I play it basically every day. But talking about a singular build for this long is kind of difficult. People make it look like really easy. But if you aren't used to talking for this long, it's kind of difficult and takes a long time. But yeah, anyway, we're moving back upstairs. This is the hallway kind of area. I decided to add in like a little desk area just because they need one for gameplay. Like, I feel like you always need a computer because, I don't know, maybe you want to apply to university, maybe you want to buy things, maybe you want to chat with people, maybe you have like a kid who wants to do like the typing skill and get that upgraded. There's a crap ton of stuff you can do on the computer, and it's very useful for gameplay. So I added that in. Again, pick the mid-tier computer because it's the best one and it's not like overly expensive. But yeah, I added like that little like pile of stuff from Dream Home Decorator, just because I feel like that would be where everyone would just like throw things, and it's a desk, and that's where I picture that would be. I added the calendar from Pets too because I think it's super cute, and I use it in like a ton of my builds when I'm not doing base game ones. I just really like it, and I think it's super cute. I think there's one from Get to Work too that I use, but like, I don't know. That one's just like, I don't know if it's like cops or firefighters or something. I can't remember exactly. I don't really mess with that one as much. So didn't use that one. I used the cats and dog one. And then I went in and added that like that rug from Cats and Dogs too, because it looks good and it kind of fits the vibe of the house. I added a bookshelf too. Then I add this bench because it kind of fits the vibe. It's not from Horse Ranch, it's from Pets, or Cats and Dogs, but it kind of goes with the room. Then I put that basket from Cottage Living, and that kind of wraps up this room for the most part. I put like a plant in here, and then a little bit more wall decor. Side note, I really wanted to use that hanging plant. It just did not fit anywhere I wanted to put it. I really like the look of it. It looks really cute, but I just could not find a place for it, like, at all. And I don't know why. And it made me kind of sad, because I really like the look of it, and I think it brings a lot of interest to the room. But instead I use this, like, hanging one. I think it's from Seasons. Then I add the dartboard. I don't know if it's functional, now that I'm looking at it, but I add that in, and that kind of wraps up that area. Then I move downstairs to, like, kind of the foyer area. I had, like, a bunch of shoes because I feel like these people would have, like, a ton of shoes because they're, like, kind of like the rich, like, farmer horse people. Like, if you own a horse, you gotta have a little bit of money because those things are hard to take care of. Or, like, expensive, I should say. Like, they eat a lot of food. A lot. And, anyway, I pictured they would have a lot of shoes. Maybe they have a lot of boots and they go out and ride and, like, do that type of stuff. And then, like, I don't know. They just have a lot of shoes. I have a lot of shoes, and I don't even go out to a farm at all. So, and then, like, I imagine, like, probably, like, I don't know, you could probably have at least 4 Sims living here, if not, like, more. So yeah, I added a bunch of shoes there. I had the old piano too because I really like the look of that, and it kind of fits the vibe of the house too, since we're going for that rustic kind of older furniture feel. Added that in. I added the like bowl skull too to like the entrance area because I feel like that would definitely be there. Then I add like this little like seating spot as well with the cats and dogs rug that I really like. But I think I kind of like how this turned out. A little bit like open, but I think it fills up the space as best as it probably could. But that kind of wraps up this kind of area. I do put some like metal signs above the piano that look like the little horse ones from Horse Ranch, but I don't really put anything else in here. I then will move on to the backyard here in a second once I put like the flowers and stuff in this room, or I mean the front yard, not the backyard. But I put this fountain in, and then I decided there would be like a pathway from like the front deck or like the front porch to the side one. Somehow I did not know how I was wanting to do that at first. I was just kind of playing with it, but I kind of end up going with that kind of like going from the back one to the curve, to the front. And then I end up lining that with stone, which I completely cut out of the video because that took so long, and no one wants to watch me do that. Even sped up, it was like a few minutes. Like, I don't know, no one wants to see me do that. But yeah, do that. And I line the fountain with different plants. I've never done this before in The Sims, I don't think. At least, like, not a whole ton. Like, just putting, like, floral stuff around, like, the fountain, or using fountains generally at all. Because I usually, like, build, like, pretty standard homes, like, nothing too fancy. This is, like, really on the fancy side for me. But do that. I put these, like, I think it's, like, the fern bushes or something, or I can't remember exactly. But I add those, put those around. Then I add some, like, I think pinkish, like, flowers. I don't remember exactly which ones. But I fill those out and just kind of make it look pretty. I thought this turned out pretty good for being a first attempt at making, like a fancy fountain kind of floral area. But, I don't know. I probably can do better at it, but that's for another time. But I think it looked okay. I end up moving this over a little bit, too, after I redo the path, but I cut that out because you don't need to see me move all that stuff over again. So yeah, that kind of wraps up the fountain area for the most part. I don't do too much. I add like the underlying like plants or flowers or whatever you want to call it underneath, but I don't do anything too fancy to it. I just add the underlying flowers and just, I don't know. I think that kind of finishes it up a little bit. I then go in and I think I add like hostas around like the more toward the house. I really like the look of those. I like them in real life too. I think they're like super like pretty and kind of like unique looking. But put those in. I was originally going to put like little trees up in the front, but it just was not looking the way I was wanting it to. But yeah, I put the hostas, and then I put like a couple of like little pink flowers just to kind of like even it up a little bit. I then go to the backyard. I use the same stone as the path in the front. I repaved or pad the front path. I cut that footage out because it took me a second, but did that. I'm using the same kind of stone as I did there in the back. I add a pool because I feel like that kind of fits the vibe of this house, and I feel like a pool kind of fills out the backyard too, instead of just having it be just like, I don't know, trees or something. Gives them something else to do too. They can update their, or just work on their fitness skill, or just hang out. It's like a good hangout spot for them. I have these pool chairs too. I had like an umbrella. I think I had like a grill. I think it's from the Desert Lux kit that we got for free a while back. But if you didn't get it for free, sorry about that. But I'm using that grill. Add this floaty too because I don't know. I think it looks cute. Add the trash cans too just because you need trash cans. But that's about it. And now we're going to go into the tour. Okay, so this is the finished build. So here's the front. Nothing too fancy. I think the landscaping turned out pretty good for this build. I really like all the colors it kind of brings out. It brings a bit more playfulness, I feel like, with the pinks and everything. But, yeah, there's that. I lined the paths with stones. I cut out that footage just because it would have taken another, 20 minutes to show you guys that. And I don't think anyone wants to see that. But yeah, there's that. We're going to start on the first floor. We've got the piano over here, the little seating area, got all the shoes and coat racks and everything. Nothing too fancy in here. Then we've got the living room. I didn't change it too much. I did add some, fish on the wall because I feel like these people would definitely have, their hunting trophies somewhere in the house. Like, if there's, a deer skull or something, they would definitely have that. But I picked the fish because that's what we have. But did that, add the blanket rack, too, to this room. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same as what you guys saw. I really like how this one turned out. I think it's very, cozy and, looks real. Like, somewhere you would see this. Then across from there, you've got the kitchen. Use the horse ranch, kitchen counters and stuff. Pretty standard looking kitchen. It's got a island space right here. Got the upgraded appliances. Got a coffee machine, microwave. Pretty standard. Then over here we've got kind of like the breakfast nook corner table little thing. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. Then over here, here's a bathroom. I cut the footage out for this because it would have been a super long video otherwise. But yeah, used a lot of tiny living stuff in here because I also got that when I got Horse Ranch and I wanted to try that out too. But yeah, there's this pretty standard bathroom. Nothing crazy. We're gonna go upstairs now. So we're back in the foyer. Then back up here. We got the little desk. It's got a lot of clutter on it. It's got the computer and all that. I think it looks really cute and real. Got a bookshelf. We got the darts in here too. There's a bench too for people if they want to read or something or do the cross stitching stuff, anything like that. And then over here is a full bath. I didn't include the footage for this either just because it took me a minute, and then also it's boring to watch the bathrooms. So took that out. Pretty standard. Then over here we've got the primary bedroom. It's exactly what I showed you guys. I don't think I fixed anything in here. Got the guitar in the corner, got the cross stitch stuff, all the cottage living, little basket and everything. We got the gallery wall, books. Pretty standard. We got the creepy guy on the wall because I wanted to add that for some reason. And then they have their own kind of ensuite bathroom. I think all of this stuff is from Seasons for the most part. Yeah, I think even the towels and stuff. But yeah, pretty standard bathroom. It's a full bath. Whoops. Then over here, you got the other bedroom. This is the kind of like the daughter's room, extra room, whatever. But I changed the decor on the walls just because what I had I just didn't like. And this is a bit more simple. Looks fine. I don't know. I could have done better, I think, but it's fine. But there's that. You got like the little vintage lamp over here. I kind of have one like this in my desk, but it's not that massive. It's a smaller one, but got that. And then you got the bookshelf. You got the vanity over here, the little calendar and stuff, guitar. And then I got her artist closet. Got the sink and like all the drawings and stuff. You got the easel. You got the canvases and stuff. Pretty nice. Then we're gonna go outside. So here, we have like a little garden area over here. Just because I feel like you always are gonna be gardening when it comes to Sims. But have that, and then a little bench. Then we have a pool that goes off of the back deck over here. I had a rocking chair too because I really like that and wanted to put it somewhere. But yeah, that's about it. I got the swimming pool. I got the grill. Different seating, just very standard. But yeah, that kind of wraps up the build. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to download this lot, my gallery ID is thethreatofjoy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!